Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for Team SoloMid versus SK Gaming. My name is hi-rez Bart. That is Juice DM. And, well, this one, not a good feel on this one. I think SK can beat TSM, for sure.
Not in the SPL they can.
Not in the SPL they cannot. No.
Not from what we've seen so far. They are currently down 2-0 in the head-to-head. Team SoloMid really trying their best here to fight for first seed contention.
You can see mortality in the standings moving up to 8 and 5. Team SoloMid, well, they have an opportunity to move up to 9 and 5 today if they can find their win over SK. But I feel like SK, I mean, they're hungry.
They're starting to make that comeback.
They're starting to make the comeback. They're starting to come together. And it seems to kind of all.
Ooh, Zimstar.
To me, it feels like it's a. There's a couple of Achilles heels on the side of SK.
Ooh, Zimstar playing support today. Trix Tank missing. I think Trix Tank is now officially in America.
Okay.
I know he's been taking a trip. I don't know when it was actually happening, but he is not there today. And I think this is the third time we've seen him in a week now playing his third different role, the most active sub since Snoopy.
Jeez Louise, this guy. First bands coming through, ladies and gentlemen. Aphrodite off of the table for the SoloMid boys. SK Gaming has banned out Mercury, as you can see on your screen there, with his 99% pick ban rate.
Someone was a jerk.
No one is, yeah. Who didn't pick it?
A jerk.
Some jerk?
Yeah, some jerk.
Jerby.
If it was Jerb.
Oh, shucks. Gev getting a ban out on the side of SoloMid as well. Final ban going the way of SK Gaming. And, well, Nua notably left available. But as you can see, TSM and all teams still just ban out Maniac.
Yeah.
They're just like, well.
Nua gets banned out.
There we go, yeah. Nua's going to get banned out.
Your excitement about.
Banning out Maniac seems to be the popular strat versus his team.
Ooh, Freya going to get locked in immediately for TSM.
Yeah, that's a snap pick.
That could be in a multitude of roles. I'm pretty sure that in the beginning here, it's going to likely be aimed at Cubo Fred. If Rama makes it through, they'll probably do the similar switch to what we saw last game.
Yeah, it doesn't normally go into the hunter role, I'll say, for Smek. He basically plays on her. Period. So we'll see as Ram gets picked up on the side of SK, and, well, they're going to take Zhonghui as well, which should mean TSM will be taking Nemesis, which means Freya will perhaps be going to that hunter role.
It's possible. I mean, you definitely want to have Nemesis against Zhonghui. It's super important to get that counter going. It's one of the most, I think, important counters. How many protections he gives himself through that ultimate makes him very hard to kill. Taking away a big chunk of those, allowing him to be burst down, is huge. Not to mention, Cubo Fred's Nemesis is incredible.
Well, they're probably right now saying, can you play Freya, Smek? And he's like, well, yeah. And they're like, can you play it? He's like, yeah. Can you really play it? Yeah. So we can, yeah, play it, yeah.
It's funny because it's exactly how he sounds.
It's exactly how it sounds. The man is truly in touch with his Austrian roots, and he does say yeah to pretty much everything. So, Freya, Odin, and Ra going to be selected by Team SoloMid. So, a couple of prime deities in their own pantheons, as well as a goddess of love and physical beauty. What a nice team they've put together here.
Option back over to SK, the final pick of Phase 1 of the picking phase before we get back into bans. Zhonghui, a little bit ambiguous, can go mid or solo effectively, albeit a bit stronger in the solo from what we've seen. They still need a jungler guarantee. They definitely still need a support as well.
Why don't they just pick Nemesis here?
Yeah, that would be a really strong
It seems like they shouldn't be taking this long to think.
They're taking a very long time.
Well, they're probably trying to decide, do we take the Athena, do we take the Bacchus here, do we take our Guardian here, or do we take Nemesis?
They actually will take
Kumbhakarna.
Apparently, it's nap time.
Badger. Going to bring the pain on the Kumbhakarn.
They have the big boy team right now.
Yeah, fat boys.
The Bash Brothers.
Aw. That's what you did there.
It's the third Mighty Duck reference I've made in 3 days.
You know what?
I watched 2 and 3 the other day.
Did you really?
Yeah, it was really
Emilio Estevez. What an actor.
What a beast. Carrying those movies. Little baby Joshua Jackson trying to act.
Knuckle puck, baby.
It was a great time.
TSM does have a ban going back to their side here, as, well, there has already been a ban from SK Gaming in my screen, and on your screen now as well. On her is going to be banned out. None of that for Smek.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Yeah.
Option back over to TSM for their final ban of the game. It's going to be Kukulkan. So I like this.
Kookaburra sits in the old gum tree. Yeah? No? None of that? Well, Brandon didn't have a childhood, so
I didn't understand.
we move on.
What was that reference?
You know, What is that from? Rudyard Kipling, maybe?
Ninja Turtles? I'm out. Option back to SK Gaming. They have one pick here before giving it back to Team SoloMid. Still need a jungler. Most importantly, I would say something to maybe fight off that Odin combination. The Odin Freya is really, really strong. Chalk going to be hovered on. Okay, so a little bit of damage reduction. Option back over to TSM. In my opinion, if they're not putting Odin in the support role, this to me is Athena.
Yeah. No Bacchus?
Well, Athena Odin combination anywhere on the map.
Oh, yes, you're right.
Super
Yeah,
strong.
you're right. You're 100% right. It will be the Athena and probably a Hunter would be my guess here for this team. They'll use Freya for their magic damage carry out of the jungle. Ra
but
likely to build
remember,
more of that utility build.
This is Zimstar.
Ew.
This is not Trix Tank.
You're
It
right.
might not be as a potent of God Pool. This could be a Guan Yu, actually, given the fact that they do need... Nope,
Okay.
I was going to say they needed more physical. Loki's going to be
So
hovered
it'll be Odin support?
Oh, yes, it looks like indeed. Unless they do Loki support with Heavy Hammer, it works a little bit, kind of, in casual games. I'm just saying.
Keep on believing, DM.
The possibility,
Don't stop believing.
The possibility is there.
Final pick from SK Gaming coming through. They need their jungler. Will they take the Nemesis is kind of the question remaining here, or will they take something that has a bit more of a hard carry potential? The Hunbot's not available here, but with Kumbhakarna, you're looking for maybe a big skill shot ultimate.
I love bots.
Bots is good, but bots on this team, he's pretty good still. I mean, the silence.
They need more damage. They need more burst damage.
Whatever it's going to be, yeah, they need a lot of damage. It needs to be bursty, and ideally, it's something you can set up, right? And well, hell, that'll do. Volkna,
Almost.
going to be picked here as their final selection, which means Chalk will be your jungler. It appears here. Zhang Kuei to the solo lane, Vulcan in the mid, Kumba and Ram in the duo. Would be the guess at least, and well, yeah, indeed it is. For the first time in a long time, in fact, Maniac is going to be playing a Chalk, albeit it is still technically a healer, so he's in his comfort zone, but that puts Zhang Kuei mid for Twig, which doesn't seem to be his style.
Wait, where's Zero's going?
Zero's just going to jungle Vulcan. Duh. Who didn't see that coming? We'll be right back after this break. No. Well, we have a jungle Vulcan coming in from SK Gaming. At least it appears to be that way. They could always roll swap here.
SK's really reaching down to the bottom of their bag of tricks for this one.
I mean, look how just like strong their team is. Like much less like how good they are, but just like they got big fat Kumbhakarna and Zhang Kuei, and then like Vulcan and Chalk are both like muscle bound heroes. Big scary front manners. Front liners.
Like teenager.
And Ram, little skinny DM looking pew layers. On the side of CSM though, they have a lot of burst. They have a lot of Wama combo potential. They have that Apollo ultimate with a semi-global presence to deal kind of maybe a little bit of the same role as what the Athena would do. Yeah, with the Odin combo, crouching in there. Loki can teleport in as well. Decoy going to help him farm those lanes early. Freya can throw in the damage over the ring as well. Well, not that you have to anymore. Stuff pierces it, but and then the Raw snipes as well. So I mean, they have a lot of kind of this range damage to synergize well with the Odin. The question is, can they set it up well? And honestly, it's a shame that you don't get to see Odin. I think that Fist of the God style that you see out of the Nemesis with the Raw synergy could work really well with Odin, but he's going to be in the support role, so he's forced into Wrath, but it could be really nice.
I mean, the Bird Bomb Fist would be real scary. Hey, here's 600 damage, and now you're
and
stunned.
You're stunned. And there's a Raw snipe. But instead, he's going to be trying to rely on the slow to kind of set up those Raw snipes. Not going to be quite as good, but we'll see what Zimstar brings to the table as his support Odin. I have high hopes, honestly. But they will be going up against a Jungle Vulcan, so who knows?
I don't think there have been many points in my Smite career where I've gone, oh, I can't wait for Vulcan to gank my lane.
Yeah, really. Like, he's got the meatball. He's got backfire, but his only CC is this knock-up, and then it's going to be so reliant on Kumbhakarna ultimates. But hey, if that works, boy, does it work.
I mean, yeah, if you had a max ranged Vulcan ult, like
1,500 damage.
In the end game,
ridiculous,
early
yeah.
game, it's like 350. I mean, it does.
It's more than that, isn't it?
Yeah, it hits. It does all right. Let's see here. Abilities. We got the Earth Shaker. Early, 130% of magical power on 400. So it'll hit for like early game, like 470 to 530 ish. It's not bad. Max range, but are you gonna hit it max range?
Well, with the Kumbhakarna ultimate, why not?
Possible.
I mean, they're professional game players. They should be able to set that up for themselves. Well, easier said than done, I suppose. Let's take a look at the lineups here. And, well, always important to note, there at the top of the right side of your screen, Real ZX, the captain of this team, doing pretty well for himself at 64 and 30 overall in KD. And, well, struggling a bit more, though, is the Twig in the mid lane, who once seems to be a pretty strong player, struggling in the SPL so far. 32 and 40, and also on the side of old Badger there. 9 and 31, but Badger still continues to make his presence felt in these games.
114 assists, though.
Yeah, I think he's the highest assist count that we've seen, at least today, certainly. Lobster with an absurd... No.
Oh.
Hold the phone. Look at Trix.
Trix Tank the god.
Also with 9 kills.
148 assists total. Jeepers.
The teleprompter was in the way. I couldn't see the size of his assist. But Fred with 115, Lobster with 108, 91 apiece on Game Hunter and Schmeck. This to me is very indicative of like how well TSM plays as a team. Look how many assists they're racking up.
Well, I mean that's just it. That's why TSM has done so well in the past. My issue is every time I look at their stats, I'm just immediately stared down by Lobster, who looks like he's actually going to injure me.
He is an angry man.
He's my favorite angry man.
He is, but he only smiles when he is near Kivo Fred.
That's true.
It's very true. Performance with the gods here. You can see first game for, well, the surrogate Trix Tank and Zimstar on Odin. It's going to be the first Raw for Lobster in the SPL, interestingly enough. Apollo's gone on the side of Smek a few times there. He's done quite well with it. Loki for the God Hunter, 18, 5, and 16. 100% win-loss rate with 530 GPM. That is your player to watch for this game.
Yeah.
Over on the side of SK, you can see Zero's first time as Chuck in the jungle. And Maniac, well, did they swap at the last minute here? No, those are just a bit wrong. It's going to be Zero's Vulcan and Maniac's Chalk, but the first time for those each as well.
Maybe they don't realize they switched. That's a possibility.
I don't know what's going on.
Neither of them. I don't know.
It's all madness, ladies and gentlemen.
You could say that he's a maniac.
He's a maniac.
Come on.
Maniac on the floor.
All right, I was wrong. We're done.
Dancing like he'd never danced before. Brandon Nance, go.
I don't know the words. I know some of the lines from Hollow Man.
From what?
Hollow Man.
Hollow Man?
Also starring Kevin Bacon. Come on. Look at Lobster rocking that American Raw.
Oh, beautiful. For spacious skies.
So it looks like Maniac going to start the day off with the heavy hammer. Zeros has the Bumba's mask. He is going to be jungle. There are no roster switches today. This is going to be real.
Is it going to be real? ZX?
No, he's Rama.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Also has not bought any items.
There we go. There's a Death Scroll coming out. But let's go ahead and introduce your teams, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, the blue team in this endeavor will be Team SoloMid. Lobster is in the mid lane as the captain. Zimstar will be pairing up in the support role, this time with Smek as Odin and Apollo. Kiva Fred in the jungle as Freja. And it will be the Game Hunter in the solo lane as Loki. And their opponents today, wearing the red trunks, fighting on the top side of your minimap, right side of your spectator UI. It is SK Gaming. You'll have Badja in the duo lane, pairing up with Reels as the Bacchus and Ram. Zeros out of the jungle as Vulcan, question mark. Maniac in the solo lane as Chuck, and Captain Twig in the mid lane as the big boy, Zhonghui.
Game Hunter is standing on a ward, trying to be fancy. Your fanciness is cut down to smithereens.
Yeah, you ain't fancy now.
This is the least fancy.
Well, but even still, like, do they know he's here? Like,
what are they going
to do about it? If he wants to vanish in and go for a hog, but looks like he's going to ward himself there. Who knows if that's just immaculate game sense?
Watch Maniac. No. Little bit early. Almost had it.
He tried. He wanted a miracle.
And look at that. Zero's cleaning up the speed buff very quickly, still giving that damage to Maniac, who is missing his auto attack. Turret going to tank up some damage here. It's not going to be enough for them to do this entirely. It will be a little bit slow. Bottom side, blue is already done, and for the first time in a long side, we are going to see the Chaos side kind of lag back to the lane as Order makes it first.
How bizarre. Well, the good news for them is they do have this, the Loki decoy and Freya kind of pulse.
Yeah, very
so
potent.
disgusting at clearing the solo lane. Really one of the better kind of duo in the early solo lane
Really, you
matchups
could say
you've
that
seen.
about anyone plus Loki.
Yeah. You know what I want to see come back, Brandon? I want to see the Hades Loki comps coming back. You remember those?
Yeah, man.
Way back in the day, you decoy into Devour Souls and you just obliterate someone.
Yeah, real quick, real quick.
I mean, it's nasty,
Plus
even after the
healing.
50% reduction. In the left side here, Badger with his, well...
It's a good thing we
not
nerfed
Badger.
Hades.
Yeah. Zimstar with his, going to go and take those back XP camps with his Hog. Moving back to the lane.
I love this pathing.
Look at this. Vanguard, yet again.
Oh, how curious.
This time against the Badger.
I think this time, again, he's looking for that bird bomb. He's going to be diving into creeps, but I don't think he recognizes the fact that if he dives into the creeps die.
Yeah, what's the Mark of the Vanguard going to do there? Curious. I guess maybe trying to mitigate chain successful auto attacks from reels, if that's a stretch.
It's probably the Badger damage from Kumbhakarna.
But what?
No, that was sarcasm.
Oh, I see. Okay.
He does no damage.
Yeah, like his in
whatsoever.
hands or something. Twig already forced out of the mid lane, and
Just
this
about to
has
say.
really been the kind of story of his life for the last 3 or 4 games.
Oh, not going back, trying to be fancy.
Do you remember when this ability from Ra used to give you additional magical power?
You know I do. It wasn't magic. It was just damage. It gave you additional
These minions
damage.
might fall. Will this give Lobster 5? He's going to snipe Twig if he does.
Ooh.
You better hope this minion doesn't give him level 5.
Nope.
Okay.
Everyone kind of waiting on bated breath there. Top side, we're going to see the red buff get started at the same time. Bottom's going to be given away, though it doesn't look like there's going to be a split on either side. Check this out. Zimstar actually looking for the buff a little bit late to the party.
Yeah, he wanted to, but it's going to be cleared by zeros just in time. But here is the deficiency of the Vulcan out of the jungle. Look at him. Already sitting at about a third mana at level 4. So he's not going to have a great gank potential at this point anyway. And now there's going to be the double back as they hit level 5.
The quadruple back. Everyone in mid is just gone.
Yeah, just like that. Everyone's back to the base. Let's see what their first itemization is going to be. It's going to be Boots 2 out of, well, basically everyone. So nothing cooking there.
Left side, Smek and Zimstar continue to keep the pressure on. Badger has taken a little bit of damage, but not nearly enough to deter just yet. Bird Bomb about to rain down. Oh, not even. He's actually going to use Gungnir's Might. That was very curious.
Zimstar showing us how Odin's done. Well, you know, Odin has not justified the high tier pick spot that he's been getting certainly to date.
I don't think we've seen him in support yet, though.
We have. I've seen him a couple times in support, in
okay.
fact, and I've seen him once. I'm sorry, and it still just wasn't, you know, dominant by any stretch of the imagination.
Sure.
You know, who really can benefit from your support clearing the waves that
Stormcall.
quickly?
Right side, Stormcall was used. Maniac going to
Really?
do that just to clear up the camp. Going to be taken away from Game Hunter. Very
That
smart
makes sense.
considering Game Hunter did opt to go into Hand of the Gods. Looking at the board, Game Hunter right now is at 1,500 gold, about 450 away from getting what should be a Heartseeker.
Yeah, looking like it's going to be that Heartseeker rush,
Oh,
absolutely.
he's going back already?
Which means it probably is Boots then, if he's going to go back at this stage. We'll see. Nope,
No.
it will still be that Heartseeker.
I think he was just out of mana. Blue buff wasn't coming up for a minute. I think it was a smart play.
Okay, so he's going to go back. It will make his next timing pretty awkward as he's only about 200 gold away from finishing off that Heartseeker. I'm sorry,
no,
about 300 gold from
yeah,
that?
he bought some, it looks like a ward and a potion as well, so he's sitting about 360 away.
It's been an interesting opening to this game so far, I think. You've seen some really aggressive play in the duo lane from that Odin, clearing these waves consistently, but kind of going back to the idea of like, who really, what kind of god can really benefit from that, with their supporter having just tremendous clear like Odin? Doesn't really seem to be a kit in the game right now that really would heavily benefit off of that. Shibalanke is true, that's right. Get him to the late game.
And I think Shibalanke actually picking up kills inside of the Odin cage, getting double stacks for the team.
True.
That there's potential. I mean, the one thing that Shibalanke lacks, and it's the reason that he is considered right now one of the, if not the worst character in the game, is that he cannot clear. But put him in a lane with an Odin who will have no trouble, and then get Shibalanke to level 8 or level 9 where he'll start to clear efficiently. That might be effective.
Well, judging by the Smite Pro League, Hell would probably be fitting that worst god in the game position as one of the few remaining gods with 0% pick rate. Her and Anubis kind of on an island now. Shibalanke was picked.
I won jousts with those two characters yesterday.
You're so good at video games. Yeah, I mean, you're right. Cupid, Shibalanke maybe should be matched up with this god.
I like the Cupid as
Maybe
well, you know,
Muzen?
getting that bro comp situation going, locking them inside the cage.
Yeah. Yeah, Cupid. Maybe Cupid should be paired with this Odin a bit more often, but...
Maybe we'll see it from Samshrew.
Or not.
Oh, that was bad. Oh, that hurt my heart. I'm going to need a bowl of Cheerios after that one. That was a good reference. I like that reference. Left side, more pressure coming through, knocking up into the air. Very smart play, trying to deter the damage coming out from Rama. He's going to land and be safe. Zimstar, on the other hand, maybe not so much. He's getting deterred. Badger getting pretty low as well, but Reels comes back to force Smek away. Remember, Zimstar getting carded.
That's
Could
a
be
long
in trouble.
rotation. I think he's going to survive this actually with his base health. Yeah, it only ticks for 22 a pop right now, so he's going to be okay. But well, is Zeros going to do anything in the first 15 minutes of the game is kind of the question for me here. Like, can they really actually set anything up with this Vulcan, or is it going to be purely a post-laning phase kind of style? And if so, will TSM recognize that and capitalize on the fact that
control.
There's no pressure?
Sending the turret outward. Getting blown up, though.
Speaking of control.
I think we're going to go. I think he's going for a snipe here. I think he's going to look for it.
We'll see.
And the charge misses it. They do a perfect reset, but he lands on
both of them. 1,000 damage to Zeros and Twig there, so he's probably pretty happy with that, in fact.
Fred forced into the air, not going to do nearly enough damage to deter Twig completely. He'll be forced back. Ult, not going to do anything as well. Vulcan pushed away. Left side again. We're going to see First Blood come out as Smek finally finds Zeros in a precarious situation.
That's what
burns
Vulcan
him
does.
down. Get caught.
Die in the jungle. I mean, what is he going to do if he gets caught out by the Freya, really? He has Meatball, but if she has beads and just beads through it, then he's dead to rights once Spectalis is online. So it's a razor's edge, I think, here for Zeros.
Yeah, he had great control there, but they overcommitted to the fight. They shouldn't have, and he gets caught. Plain and simple.
Just standard getting caught in the jungle is Vulcan.
Bottom side, Cubo Fred cleaning up a small camp. Gonna put himself at the speed buff as well. With that, Team SoloMid has a 500 gold advantage. Modest, but it's important. It's where you start.
Well, you know, I want to talk here quickly about Maniac in the solo lane. As Game Hunter is just ridiculous. He actually skirts around the left side here where you see Maniac running past his blocker. Puts down the decoy at the tower and hogs it as they go back to it just to get the full clear. Nasty play. But Maniac's build here, Witch Blade on top of the Heavy Hammer before boots, he is running a dangerous game versus that Loki. Because once the aim strike comes out and he's slowed with that Heartseeker damage being stacked up, there's kill potential here. And that's not something you often say against the Chalk.
Well, Witchblade has a lot of protections. It reduces his damage. Heavy Hammer slows him up, gives him a lot of health. I mean, he should be able to stay alive for at least a little while longer.
He should, but Witchblade does not scale aggressively into protection like Heartseeker at the same rate that Heartseeker will for damage.
But gank potential is huge here. Cubo Freddy, I mean, he has nothing to do against a Freya. Game Hunter trying to box to show him that he has the upper hand. Nice banish coming through. Here comes the damage.
Yeah, and it wasn't really well executed. They get the vanish damage out, but the aim strike didn't come through. And then with the banish there, I think the aim strike hit just before as Game Hunter did miss that shot, and then they lose all of the slow from the aim strike because of the banish, and then he just goes straight into the ultimate and is A-okay. So waste of time there for Fred. But for him, he has cleared the board pretty completely. And I wonder if TSM has got their timers online for this orange buff that's coming back up shortly. You can see Zero's making his way over there now.
Yeah, it looks like he's just getting ready for this. TSM doesn't look like they're going to try to make the counterplay.
No, it sure doesn't. And Freya's just going to throw out some gumballs.
Wait. Let me fix my face here. It looks like she is going to go in. Hand of the God's going to be used. The clear is way too quick, though. He's going to be able to get it. Now, all of his stuff is on cooldown. Freya does not recognize that or go for it. Looks like Twig could be in some trouble. Banish going to be good.
Snipe as well coming on the back of it. But just out by Twig. There's the Earthshaker coming through. Not a lot of damage at this stage in the game, though, at that minimum range. Lobster is going to go down to the Ghost. Can Fred clean this up? He doesn't have any cooldowns available. He's going to have to fight into a turret, and he's going to die.
He got the pick, but he's going to wind up dying. Healing coming out, not enough. Zero's super low in the health. Game Hunter trying to make the play here. Is he going to go for it? He's actually really low on mana right now. Is not going to have that opportunity. Mid-camp's about to spawn as Maniac turns his sight to Game Hunter.
Yeah, he just pops the sprint. Going to smack him around with that Heavy Hammer a bit, but not going to have an opportunity to kill. No long-range initiation from them at this point.
He doesn't need it. Right now they have control of both camps. Left side, Zimstar not going to find anything. Hand of the Gods coming out from Badger, going to clean up that camp. Right side immediately went to the guys on SK as well.
And Twig with a blink of his own already here on the Zhonghui. So it looks like SK wants to fight early and often. Is what I'm getting out of this, or at least try to blow up those Loki gank attempts with some blink Zhonghui.
Right side, check this out. Maniac has free farm potential. The issue is that Game Hunter's coming back with proper clear, should be able to control some of this lane. It's going to depend on how fast Maniac is.
Yeah, we'll see.
What is this? What are they doing here with the craziness?
Trying for a Shenanigans Gold Fury here early on. But
Shenanigans are spotted, though.
Yeah, they're not gonna. That's not gonna be a thing. Reveal Ward from Zimstar coming out, but no, I'm sorry, that's just a regular ward. So actually not a Reveal Ward, but There is a nice ward coverage here from TSM at the Gold Fury, but it's they're standing right on top of an SK ward there by Badger, which was just down as they started it, so none of that.
So Game Hunter 400 gold away from getting the Warrior Tabby online, which is going to, I think, start to turn things, because that amount of penetration, like you said before, scaling into the small amount of protections he has, talking about Maniac, of course, with the Heartseeker stacking on top of that, going to be huge damage.
Yeah, there's definitely some kill potential over here as the rotations come out as well. Game Hunter,
Sneaky.
Lobster, and Fred are all on the right side of the map, but it doesn't look like there's anything cooking just yet. They're going to go and put the chainsaw
but Game
on
Hunter's
a
coming
twig.
in. Game Hunter's coming in.
Game Hunter's making a rotation for this, but I don't think they can engage that turret. They're pretty much shut up. So no, he's going to blink in on two zeros, but they missed the snipe. Shouldn't matter, though. Zimstar should be able to clean this one out. It's going to leap, and that's going to be all she wrote. Physical power buff going the way of Odin, but now he's going to get silenced out. As the shock rotation comes out in time, Game Hunter in some trouble as well. If he goes to chase him down, it's not going to be enough.
Oh, Twig
the
getting
Vanish is going to
blown
prevent
up.
some of the damage there. Lobster does pick up Twig in the meantime. There's the Banish from Badger coming down, knocking a few targets away. Reels continues forward, looking for more kills, as Maniac is going to move back behind the tower now, and it should be enough for the disengage. I'm not sure they have enough damage yet to kill Reels here. No, he's going to dodge away. So beautiful, catches him at the back end of that dodge, even though he avoids the Lobster beam. And it is a
Game Hunter
3-for-1 trade.
Real greedy here, looking at the Vanish. No.
No.
Thought he was going to go in there for a second. A Vanish aim strike would have traded out, but he would have lost some stacks. Overall, a big win for TSM.
And they do have, well, enough damage to take out the Gold Fury, but they got to zone out Badger long enough so that he can't actually hog free this, and it looks like Game Hunter's going to be on that task. Badger already sitting at about 50% HP, not going to make it there in time, and down it will fall.
Jeez, that
Gold
was
Fury
quick.
goes at TSM.
That's right, 2,300 gold ahead right now, and a very small 1,300 experience difference as well. Cubo Fred turns his sight to the speed buff. Irradiate going to be activated to clean that up quickly. Left side, we are going to see Smek burning down the creeps as well, albeit a bit slowly, trying to trade out something. Realizes he doesn't have that potential with the creep wave being outnumbered. They're both going to head back, a lot of gold in hand. In fact, Smek sitting on about 1,700 as well as Lobster.
Yeah, that is quite a bit, and they're going to go ahead and spend that up. It's going to be an early execution for Smek if he wants it, RV with that balanced blade, and that's good news for him.
What was that? Snipe. He actually aimed towards the right side instead of the left, even though he had the line to the left side. Lobster not in a great spot here, going to be forced away with very little mana. Sitting on his gold right now, 1850. It looks like he's trying to save up immediately, but I don't know if he's going to have the sustainability to wait out that Warlock Sash.
Cuba Fred ultimate forced out. Twig is going to be here, trying to do some damage to Badger. Cuba Fred cannot go back to the mid lane. Here comes the ultimate coming through from Vulcan, and that's a lot of damage. Finally making it happen for themselves, and well, this Kumbhakarna set seems to be working. The silence coming through as well. Now from Maniac, they're going to pile it on a Zimstar. Reel's actually going to use an ultimate for this as well. Crashing into Smek, but it doesn't matter. Reels has cleaned up Zimp already. No tanky presence in this fight. Smek does find Twig, but at what cost as Maniac stick to him? Reel's putting the damage into Lobster under tower for a double kill for the captain.
Wow, here comes Game Hunter, gets the sleepy passive. I think he got baited by it. He's in a lot of trouble here. Slows on top of dinner. Goodbye.
Yeah, and they're going to body block out Smek, and back up comes Kumbhakarna. He was just taking a nap, and it should be a mid tower here now as before Smek off of the ball. And SK has pulled ahead of TSM here pretty well in this last moment, even though that Gold Fury just went down. SK is going to get a lot of experience off of that last engagement, 2,000 to their advantage with the tower going down as well, cutting the gold lead to under 600. And we are basically all squared in gold, and SK has the experience advantage on the back of that last engagement. Well played by the boys in blue.
I really think that Sleepy is a more situationally effective passive than I think Shibalanke's. It really depends on being ahead even more than Shibalanke's, because of course Shibalanke's going to get some damage for being ahead, but right there, Badger not only baits out Game Hunter for the kill, but keeps himself alive trading the 1-for-1. Huge.
Yeah, look for the Witchblade coming out of him pretty soon, too.
Extra movement speed definitely could not hurt. Right now, he's about 400 gold away from finishing up that Sovereignty. Blink is online. Reel's doing pretty well in the gold department, getting that Balance Blade online for himself as well. Taking a look at Smek. Smek actually has enough to finish the Executioner.
If you're going to pick a Jungle Vulcan, why don't you just go second item Rata Tahuti?
It doesn't scale super well. Oh, that was sarcastic as he bought it.
Yeah.
Not my pick. Not my pick. But you know what? If he can keep himself going at this rate and get another big item, like if he can get something with really high damage, it would be huge.
He doesn't need a big item. He's an Obsidian Shard.
Yeah, Obsidian Shard would be good here.
It's so cheap, so cost effective. 20,000, 50 gold.
For 70
wow.
damage.
That would be pretty good.
Yeah,
2,050 gold.
Penetration be damned. 70 damage stacking into that Rata Tahuti is massive.
Yeah, I really want to see Obsidian Shard coming out next. If he buys anything else, it's going to be delaying his burst. And, well, I feel like he's pretty much all about that right now. Meatball coming out on a Fred. Damage coming through from the backfire as well, and well, that's a lot
Turning
of
onto zeros.
Zeros, yeah. What he doesn't have at all is any protection or escapes, and well, that's going to make it tough in this Odin ultimate, but the damage coming through, he's going to get sniped out by Lobster, but not before a lot of damage comes out on the Zimstar. Will they get enough? Yes, the Ghost is going to clean him up. And the Zhonghui rotation is good for now. Captain Twig and Real is trying to disengage, but here comes the Game Hunter actually missing his ultimate uncharacteristically there for the Game Hunter. And Twig's going to go down to Lobster, who has a lot of damage so far in this game. We'll take a look at that after the fight.
Look at the perfect
Aegis coming out. The Banish is there as well, avoiding a lot of damage. Lobster now fighting in his heal. Should have another beam on any moment here. This one could turn the fight pretty well if he lands it onto 2 or 3. There it is coming through, cleaning up Maniac. And now it's a full-on disengage from SK. More damage coming through from Game Hunter to get that slow from the aim strike. Such a good player there.
Love it.
Clever re-engage, and they actually take that fight 4 for 2. A great trade. TSM will take that one every day of the week, and they should be able to actually look for a mid tower here. They will indeed, and now perhaps going in on a Badger as well. There is, well, pretty much the rest of it. The one auto attack from Lobster gives him a delayed triple kill in that fight, puts him on a rampage for the game, and gives TSM squarely back the lead. They wrestle back that 2,000 experience advantage on a 4,000 XP swing and a 2,600 gold advantage as they make their way to the Fuego Giant.
Let's check out Lobster on the bottom while TSM looks to possibly get a free Fire Giant. Lobster not only set up that entire situation on the last run, giving the kill away to Odin, getting his extra damage on the board as well, but he also managed to pick up the mid camps.
Oh,
what a crazy player.
Lobster,
62% win rate, 456 gold per minute as well, with a 2.5 KDA, significantly higher than Captain Twig in all regards, all of whom still falling slightly shy of Bush's 1 million kill to death ratio. Every time I see it, it makes me just want to quit. Like, how could I ever do that good? But Lob, you know,
those who cannot do coach, Brandon.
This is good stuff. Good stuff. One of the things I think I'm most into, I never root for teams. I try to be as impartial as possible. I really want to see TSM make it through the Worlds just because I want to see Lobster face off against someone like MLC Stealth or the Boosh again, because those mid battles are so interesting.
Zimstar going to take a spill here, though, actually dropping his ring just to remove some physical power from himself, question mark, right before he dies there. Lobster side comes through, still making that a 2-for-1 trade at least, but he's likely going to die here as SK continues to pile on. They did actually secure the Gold Fury for themselves as well, and that 2,000 experience advantage is gone in the blink of an eye. However,
yeah, check out Game Hunter all by himself on the top side. He's going to have a good line here. You're going to see Maniac rotate back. How quickly Game Hunter taking a little bit of a detour there. Does he have the damage? Swinging at 76 on the medium, hits 256 on the end regard with that Fire Giant push. I mean, he's really utilizing this. He's going to get it. Slight experience in gold once again as
he's going to go in on the zeros for sure. Oh, he missed. Oh, he missed twice.
Oh, Game Hunter not on his usual perfection. Is in trouble here. How long until Vanish? Are we going to see an ultimate come out? No, Zeros doesn't have it. Maniac's just trying to catch up.
Nah, he's going to be fine. He's going to double back on them. And, well, Maniac actually spotted that one out. He's going to tore it right back to that axe. Can he get in range for the slow? No, he's going to find the silence. Game Hunter could be in some trouble here. Can they slow down now? Sprint activated. There is the beads used. Are they beads 3 to reduce the cooldown? No, they're not indeed, but Vanish comes back out, but Maniac's still stuck to him. Ooh. And Game Hunter's going to barely make it through to the other side here, and he's just going to recall as a minion stream forward. Still a pretty nice play to escape from that, but
still Maniac with the hard read.
Yeah, that was gross. He just straight up was like, he's going to be here. Threw an axe. There he was. Torrents in and almost picks up a kill for himself. But the real kind of highlight from that last engagement is Game Hunter misses not only the aim strike Vanish, but also his ultimate onto what should have been a free kill on Zeros.
Yeah.
And Zeros, you know, we're calling for this Obsidian Shard, but he is going to build into some HP, regardless if he goes for that E-Staff, the Warlock, unlikely to be a Warlock at this stage, or even the Gem. Doesn't want to get 100 or 0'd by the Loki, and that makes some sense, although at this stage it's like he's not really there to be resilient, in my opinion. It's more just stand on the back lines, wait for Kumba to ult somebody or med somebody, and try to put out your big burst.
Well, to be fair, I mean, any item that he's going to build is going to give him decent damage. I'm pretty sure Gem of Isolation is 75. E-Staff's going to give him a flat 90. I'm sorry, much below that. Maybe closer to
40 or 50
yeah,
out of that,
it's
maybe?
pretty low. I mean, whereas Warlock Sash, if it's stacked up, which I doubt it's going to be anytime soon, gives I think 110. I mean, that's a huge play.
Smek does have a nice corner here to throw in pot shots onto the tower, and he's going to do it. Also doing a nice job of chipping away at Badger here. Going to get the tower down to about half and the tank to down to about half. Fire Giant buff, adding that extra physical damage, helping him out quite a bit, but you can see here the kind of danger of running Odin in the front lines. He's real weak.
Hey, Squish Boys.
Yeah.
All capital letters, spaces in between, Bible thumps on each end. Very important.
That's how we do it. That's how we do.
Pushing it again. Zimstar, actually all 10 ultimates available. Game Hunter not really in this fight. Looks like he's going to go farm into the mid lane once again, actually just throwing the decoy out to give a little bit of lane pressure, ensuring that there could be split push potential, so they want it.
Once again, Game Hunter, is going to be on that split push. He's going to push it into the mid lane here at least, and TSM has a pretty good team to stall here, right?
Look at the build, though, on Game Hunter. He has a Titan's Bane already online.
Yeah, this is a pretty much all-in split pushing kind of attempt here with this Titan's Bane.
It's
going to tower down a half. It's going to force Twig's rotation out, but Badge is going to initiate once they move over there. There comes the Zero's ultimate, but Lobster has aegis it out. It was already active. There's the ring coming in from Zimstar, but he's still taking up the tower. Banish coming out as well from Badge to knock the rest of the team up. Lobster going to try to make it out of there. Zeros does pick up Fred, taking to the sky now. Is Real doing a tremendous amount of damage. And now Maniac trying to take to the front line to put out some more. Zeros does go down to the rotation.
Whoa!
The backside.
Lobster with a turnaround.
Yeah, just fear the zap there as he does go down. SK holds off TSM and the split push. It's a 3-for-2 trade in favor of SK.
That was really big SK turnaround. That should have been vastly in favor of SK Gaming. But in this case, Lobster just barely spacing himself out, able to get in there. But still, Squish Boys going through as we see Zimstar fall once again, 1-5-6. I'm not really sure how many shots he's got on off that passive. Actually, we can probably figure this out. Taking a look at the overall stats here, his power is 15, so he has 3 stacks. Thank you for building no physical power and allowing me to do that math quickly, Zimstar.
Smack with the oboe.
Ooh, that's right. Very early oboe.
Did you see the stats that I put out yesterday?
Yes, I did.
On Shaggy? Whew!
You know,
holy schmoly.
Something else to consider is that Apollo gets a decent amount of attack speed from Audacity. Without building into Executioner or Chins, if he goes into straight crit with Deathbringer and Rage, he still won't cap out on attack speed, putting him quite near the mark but not entirely over it, ensuring that he has like basically maximum DPS potential.
I want to see Chins.
But that would kind of overcap him, though.
Chins Rage.
Chins into Rage would, with the oboe, would overcap him on Audacity. He'd waste stats.
Yeah, but his damage on a single target would be insane.
That's true. It's very, very true. Especially if that single target is standing near somebody else.
Yeah, it would get really, really disgusting very quickly. Those double procs hurting a lot. Mini crits on top of the percent damage.
Remember, this says it cannot trigger more than once every 1 second. It does not say that it can't trigger twice on the same person.
That's true.
That's very important. So that Chain Lightning will bounce back. It's almost like an old Nasha ring.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Well, current
Chain
Nasha ring does that too. It does reduce damage on subsequent hits.
That's true. That's true.
But he does have the Deathbringer as well to bring the burst on top of that to kind of sustain damage from the oboe.
Well, yeah, don't forget, oboe actually scales with damage, 30 plus 50%. Building into something like Deathbringer with a flat 50 damage on it is huge. And then Dev's Glove has 60, 30 from Tabby. I mean, there's a lot of damage to be had on those chains.
There is, and well, it's a great siege item as you can kind of plink away at the minions and do some damage to the defenders, especially when you're trying to push into the base. So,
yeah.
All things sold, Lobster.
I do like siege.
Lobster's team has set themselves up for a pretty nice opportunity here. Next Fire Giant is up, and well, they got to be looking there soon.
So running forward once again, Zimstar trying to control the map. Fire Giant has respawned. Game Hunter on the opposite side of the map here, a little bit late. This is very unusual lack of min-maxing coming out from Game Hunter.
Game Hunter has had a
oh, look at SK.
An awkward game, haven't they?
Look at SK.
SK's going to try to sneak this, but it's not too sneaky as they're spotted out on the rotation.
They cannot see each other's wards with that in the middle.
Yeah, they can't, but there was this ward just outside the mid-camp where they rotated through that did see them. So
I like how these sentry wards are just so precariously placed that they don't spot each other.
Well, how about this? How about this sentry ward just off the left side here where Smack's going to go and take down the vision ward there. And
I like that.
That's how they spotted that rotation. So it was TSM able to control this area for the moment at least. But yeah, as you mentioned, those two wards don't actually spot each other. How about that?
Looking at top side, where Badger's a little bit far behind. 2 people on left side going to try to contend with Game Hunter. This time not having the same amount of damage without that Fire Giant buff, but not really all that deterred. Again, doing some decent damage onto the tower. Oh, Maniac taking a hit.
He's missing
as well.
again. I mean, Game Hunter just has no luck today.
It's been a little awkward. Going back in there, doing some damage, taking a Thunder Strike. Actually, Maniac taking a huge hit. I almost thought Game Hunter was going to go for that.
Yeah, bonus damage came through there on that last hit. With it is not actually a crit. It is just bonus damage. It just looks like a crit.
That's right. That's right.
Smells like a crit, but not actually a crit.
left side. Game Hunter's going to stick with it, keep Maniac on this side. Remember, Game Hunter with that Vanish in the inherent movement speed buff that he gets from it on top of the Heartseeker as well, will have much faster movement towards the Fire Giant. In fact, he has rotated out Reels as well. This could be a great spot, but he's sticking around. He really wants this tower.
Yeah, he really does. He's going to move back in there now with
I think he's got it.
one more hit remaining. Yeah, this should be it. Maniac thought he was safe. Just when you thought it was safe to go back.
Oh, he's going in, missing again, but finally reapplying it. Maniac taking some damage. Decoy forcing. Oh my God, he's going for it. He's got him. Goodbye.
Chunk. Down goes Maniac. Yeah, and that's, well, this is what it's like to play against Loki at all stages of the game. When executed properly, he just spreads the map out and
look
is
at this.
never a safe kill.
A 4v4 right now at the Fire Giant. Cubo Fred in the air, but that's going to be a free Phoenix for Game Hunter. Cubo's going to go down to a beautifully placed Earth Shaker. Lobster taking a lot of damage coming out from Reels. Dodges the third hit. Back into the heels, going to do well for him. We're taking on the left side here as we're going to see the Bash Brothers try to work their way back in. TSM losing a person, but gaining a Phoenix.
And they lose, and SK loses the Phoenix on the opposite side of the Fire Giant, meaning that this Fire Giant should be TSM. If not, it should be a victory for them. If Loki should just camp this left side of the map, really.
He's doing a damn good job of it. Getting a kill over here. He forced out Reels at one point, got the tower, and the small jukes, he's like, all right, I'm done getting this tower. Yo, Psych back in there. Gets the tower real quick. 1,500 gold added in. TS up 9K. When did that even happen?
Well, 2,600 gold on Lobster himself there. Apollo crashing into the Fire Giant as TSM goes ahead and starts it up, and well, yep, it's free.
Free, boys. No problem whatsoever. Huge hits coming out right there from Game Hunter and Smek, doing a massive amount of damage in hand right now. Lobster sitting on 2,800, going to be able to finish up that Soul Reaver.
Yeah, well, it could be a Book of Thoth at this stage, honestly.
27 minutes.
Well, it still converts your mana. It's not. It's going to be the Soul Reaver, but it still does convert your mana to power.
Sure.
And at this stage with the Warlock Sash plus level 20, it's still going to give him like 75 or 80 power.
Instead, he finishes up the Soul Reaver and then picks up an Obsidian Shard entirely.
Wow, talking about damage spike.
Wow.
That's out of control.
Yeah, he actually just gained about 100 damage, the passive of Soul Reaver, and 33% penetration. That's a character I no longer want to fight, considering he's already top damage on his team at 18,000, 3K above Smek, and top damage overall in the game, 0's 2,000 behind. You should also consider the fact that he's put out 14,000 in healing,
Lobster's
not
putting on a rock
including
clinic here.
himself.
One of the better raw performances we've seen in Europe, if not the strongest so far to date in this region. Obviously, with some real raw powerhouses over in North America, it's hard to say that it's the best performance we've seen to date, with Boosh just doing some really, really ridiculous things with the God. But Lobster has been all over the place, and, well, he hasn't missed a lot of Divine Lights there.
No, he has not. All right, so jumping in here, Game Hunter, again, doing some kind of janky split push, trying to keep himself from getting noticed here. Not really sure what he's looking for.
I think he's looking for the engage to come out before he kind of tips his hand to where he's going to be.
Maniac recognized it. He sniffs out the nonsense.
Yeah. They realize that Loki's not here. They have pretty good ward coverage in the gaps around where the push is going on.
He's going in now. This is not going to net him anything. A very awkward engagement. Game Hunter not really utilizing this Fire Giant well. He's kind of locking himself into a non-engagement. Right side, they could use his help.
Yeah, they really could.
The decoy, remember, can't be killed. So using that to engage on a Phoenix like they're doing right now is beautiful. Middle Phoenix only taking a few shots from Cubo Fred there, and a good rotation from SK will keep it alive.
There's going to be the blink into the sleep coming out. Lobster's going to Aegis away the Earthshaker, doing no damage to any targets, and that's really the wrong side of Vulcan to be on there. It's just not working out for you. The Banish comes out. Zimstar is falling, but he's going to leap away. He's going to be A-OK for the moment at least. Lobster quite low as well. Shots from Reels coming through. Actually not going to find a kill. First time in a long time we're going to say that. Badger will go down even through his passive now.
It's not nap time.
Vulcan was down. Phoenix is going to fall here, it looks like, as, well, with Apollo still alive and all that attack speed, as you mentioned, he's going to tear through this tower pretty quickly, popping in 75 damage a shot. And at that kind of attack speed, it's tough to deal with.
There's the decoy. Nice blink. Zimstar using that shield effectively. Almost down, already below. Wow, that was quick. All three Phoenixes have been destroyed. And now SK begins to pop the quarters in and play Space Invaders.
Yeah, they're going to go ahead and fall back, take a Gold Fury, go back to base, spend their 2,000 gold, and then look to end this one. One more pick should do it. If they can find a kill onto really any of the kind of cores here. Twig, Maniac, Reels, it should be a pretty quick win for TSM at this stage.
Cubo Fred right now on Lost Artifact. After this Gold Fury will have enough to go back. Actually, no, he's going to be a few hundred gold away, but he can sell up the Bumba's Mask. Incoming Rod of Tahuti.
Yeah, Rod of Tahuti Freya, which means she has effectively finished her build. Probably some pen coming in after this. But all things being equal, it is a pretty solid late game Cuvo Fred. But, well, Smec's going to be the real issue here with the Titan's Bane, Deathbringer, and additional crit on top of that with that short sword. So, well, it's a hard life. It's a hard knock life for SK Gaming. They got to somehow find a way to hold for about 2.5 minutes until they get their Phoenixes back up. And they got to do that all the while there is a Loki running around the map.
That's right. I mean, you step one step out of position.
And look at Game Hunter here. He's building into crit.
I mean, he should. Like, the massive amount of damage that he's allowed to have so far has been insane. But I think the Deathbringer, while of course the crit is going to be huge, especially going to the Hidden Dagger, he opts into that first because he wants that 50 damage bonus. A little curious to see him go away from the Hydra's Lament, which would have given him the same 50 damage, a little bit more burst, plus the cooldown reduction, but he wants extended engagements.
Yeah, I think. It's just when it does work, it works. And he's had a lot of success. So he's just feeling lucky, I guess. Just wants to go and be able to burst out a single target,
Fire
take
Giant's
the chuck
down.
out of the fight. Yeah.
Fire Giant no longer on right now. Huge hit coming out from Lobster there. Maniac taking a big hit off that Soul Reaver as well. They're trying to keep him out. Fire Minion starting to stream into the base. They have to start play Babysitter, and Badger realizes that he's not going to be able to do anything without going in deep. He jumps in, taking a lot of damage. Earthshaker going to be used, not doing pretty much anything, as Zimstar once again has found himself in an awkward spot.
Oh my, Oboe just did so much there. As Smek falls back, putting in the pot shots, now going to turn to Twig and just look for these chain lightning.
Freya!
Twig getting melted by Freya in addition to the procs. Reels does find a kill on the backside of that one. Rod does go down, and that should stop the siege for now.
I'm surprised to see them not get that much damage. Oh, Game Hunter's going back in. Game Hunter has his ultimate. He's deep into the back line. He's going to find it. Immune from the beads, taking some damage. He's going to turn onto Maniac here. Actually, yes, he's going to turn onto Maniac, doing some decent damage here. Maniac getting too low. Fist of the Gods going to be good. Can he chase back up? He's looking for an opportunity to turn on maybe both, but Reels rotates in, trying to be covered by Smek. They'll barely get out of that one. And all the while, the Titan has taken some serious bleed.
Yeah, Game Hunter stalling them out there. Titan taking a lot of damage from the Fire Minions as they continue to stream in. Mid lane with a full wave now making its way in. That's going to tie up SK for some time, but TSM probably not going to look to go in until their Ra is back up and in fighting order. Want to have that heal available.
Yeah. You want to make sure that you can sustain as long as possible. Well, check out Cuvo. Fred here, going to find himself a speed buff on the ground, keeping out Badger as well, making sure that he can't use the Blink effectively, but coming down, Blink's going to be... Oh, no, banished out! He is not going to have the damage to deal with this. Fist of the Gods going to be used, jumps away from it. Can they get it? It's getting pretty low. He has no way inside that cage.
Yep, that's a ring, and that's a free kill for Zimstar. Nicely played there.
Something to note about New Odin, not a lot of players have realized this, but you cannot drop that cage anymore.
That's right.
It is not up to you. Is that intended?
Yep.
It is intended. There needs to be some kind of counterplay, right?
Yeah, he has. Well, it makes it so that, yeah, he's a little bit more dangerous to be in his ring for him.
Right.
But he wanted to let the allies walk out of it so it was less griefy, but if he can walk in and out of it, weird things start happening.
Yeah. Bottom side, speed buff going to be picked up onto Game Hunter, who again has opted into more crit. You see the short sword online. Still about 600 gold away from Rage, but I don't know that it's going to be Rage. I think it's going to be Malice.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, Rage going to give him 30 damage. Malice going to give him 50 on top of that extra damage. I mean, Loki's the type of character that hit 1, maybe 2 times. You're just looking for one big hit, and if it crits, I mean, that Malice is going to do ridiculous damage.
Okay.
But 2 Phoenixes up, but I think Game Hunter can solo that Titan.
Well, Game Hunter's going to do some damage to Badger nonetheless, actually popping his beads through there to get the cooldown back up, but not finding a kill, so probably not what he was looking for, but the Phoenix goes down again. Looks like Chalk has picked his spot. Maniac's going in, but he's getting ringed in. Twig in some trouble. Earthshaker coming through.
He
just
locked in
off
3.
the mark. Yeah, Maniac, he's taking a lot of damage here.
That's
To
it.
the sky goes Fred, and yeah, that should be it as Zeros goes down as well. And down goes the Fire Giant the Chaos Titan. Damn thing looks so much like a Fire Giant. To the Fire Minions, and Team SoloMid does move into the uncontested #1 overall seed in Europe.
For today.
For today.
Mortality will have a chance to answer back soon. But they do not play tomorrow. Only Exposed Secrets of the top 3 seeds plays tomorrow. If Exposed Secrets can win, they will take it back. But for right now, it belongs to TSM.
Smack goes 4-0-10 in that matchup. Nicely played by him. Game Hunter, even with some strange kind of mistakes and a little bit of sloppy play here and there, does end it at 5-2-8 and was really a terror around the map and also farms up 554 gold per minute. Well played there by the dedicated carry of TSM.
Story to me, though, it has to be Lobster. 8-4-9, maybe not the greatest record we've ever seen, but it's damn good with a 2-to-1 kill-to-death ratio with 9 assists on top. Top damage at the game, 28,700 on top of 15K healing.
Let's take a ride along with Lobster here, and you can see exactly how effective the Raw is in the team fights and how Lobster is able to make this all come together. And, well, yeah, I mean, it's just these. There's the snipe that came through, cleaning up zeros in the back of this fight, and then puts out this slow. This one ends up, I think, ultimately being a triple kill and maybe an unofficial penta as well as this staff fight. Yeah, he's going to clean up Twig here with the next beam. Zhink, down you go. There's your double kill. Now going to use his Aegis, and a beautiful Aegis. Going to stop all of what Maniac's trying to do. They don't reprioritize him as a target. And this beam hits so hard. Watch as they try to turn the corner. Maniac, and away you go. And that's his triple. And they're going to continue in here. They don't kill up much more than Reels there. Yeah, there's the double kill coming through. And they eventually kill Badger as well, I believe, giving him, I believe that was an unofficial penta for Lobster, if I recall correctly. Yeah, the last in-hand actually kills Badger. So, well, congratulations to him for getting 5 kills in a row. Not something you see every day, but not enough time to get the announcer to tell him that he did it good. But that's going to do it for Europe, Brandon. Coming up next is North America at the top of the hour.
8 minutes.
Yeah, about 8 minutes from now, we will be moving over to the North American side of things, guys, where we will be bringing you Dignitas versus the Chunks, followed by COG and COG Red. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with our coverage of North America here in the Smite Pro League.